My name is Jaqi Loye-Brown. Welcome to my channel, Portobello Novella.
Hi, I'm Lilamani de Silva and I'm the co-author of 15-Minute Pause, a radical reboot for busy people.
And my name is Jaqi Loye-Brown, author of two chiclets, DJ War, and the second one, the follow-up, DJ Wags, Housewives of House. So, Lilamani, tell me what's your book about?
Okay, Jackie, so you know the world we live in is a little bit crazy, so much stress, exhaustion. We notice that people are continuously complaining about the lack of time, but also the lack of joy.
Yeah.
You know, you get caught up in that really busy world where you don't really take time out for yourself. All you're doing is keeping busy and trying to keep up with the pace of life. And what we wanted to do was give people a chance to understand that it's so important to take a pause. That essential pause allows you to see joy, to notice what else there is in life, just to have a break. You know, take time out of a busy schedule.
Well, can I just interrupt? You know, we go on holidays, we may do yoga or something, or we take up a sport. Isn't that sort of a pause? Or
It is definitely a pause, but a lot of people get caught up in the schedule of the to-dos, having to do everything today, and not prioritizing life in general. You know, there's so much to do outside of your to-dos, and a lot of people, I think, they forget to put themselves first. Self-care is so very important, because when you're exhausted, it's almost impossible to look after others and to keep giving to others and everybody when you're as exhausted as you are.
Self-care is kind of a buzzword at the moment, so is it a new word that's moved on from self-help, that genre?
Yeah, I think it's just that I think there's so many demands in today's world, basically, and so many worries that we carry around. So we really need time just to re-energize, to reclaim time for ourselves.
So in your book, have you got, like, I don't know what it's like because I haven't read it yet, but is it in segments of a sort of training?
Yes, so what we do is, it's full of tips and solutions and ideas, but you start off with finding out where you stand in terms of, we have a self-care meter. So the book is broken into sort of 3 sections, what we call the I Matter equation. So we help people to look at self-awareness.
What was that equation, sorry?
The I Matter equation.
I matter?
Yeah.
I matter.
We want people to know that they matter, how important it is to take time out to be your very best self. So we break it into 3 sections: self-awareness, the second section is about conscious decision making, and the third section is about action, taking purposeful action, which is your time for yourself.
Alright, let's do it. For instance, you're a busy mother and you've got to pick up the kids. You only have a certain amount of time before you have to get the kids collected. You either have to organise a babysitter or childcare, after school hobbies and sports and whatever it is you do with children after school.
There's a lot to do, I know, you're so busy.
You've got to make a meal, you've got to do the shopping, you've got to buy uniforms, clothes.
Oh my goodness,
organise
I'm already
holidays.
tired. I'm already exhausted.
Is it family?
Yes.
Or maybe sometimes people have to take care of elderly family relatives. How do you suppose someone might find time in between all that?
So it's
how would you pick? When would you pick up the book to do?
pick up the book to do your exercise. Well, it only takes, like we say, tackle everything in 15-minute slots. I mean, it doesn't take long. You know, everyone has 15 minutes. Even if you tell me you don't have an hour, which a lot of people don't, start with 15 minutes. It's amazing how much you can achieve, because 15 minutes over a year counts to about 91, 92 hours a year. Imagine how much you can do. You can write a book.
Yeah.
You can,
Which I have done.
Exactly.
Exhausting.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jackie. What have you done, and what's this interesting title, DJ Whore?
It all started when I had a spell hanging out on the house music scene, and I'm originally into jazz funk music. I was a singer before, worked in the music business, worked in media.
She has a beautiful voice.
Oh, I do. But anyway, I was everything I've ever done has always had a music element to it running through, and I got introduced to the house music scene and loved it. And there was certain aspects of it that I went into it like David Attenborough. Like, what is this species of people? What drives them to behave in this way and live in the way that
So what stood out for you? What was the behaviour that captured your...
It's a little controversial, but put this way, the party vibe was enhanced, should we say, artificially enhanced. And so the music, even though it's repetitive and on a beat, that worked with external, should we say, external elements. External freedoms to party. Anyway, I was fascinated by that because I came from an era where it was just Lucozade and we danced on that all night, and
It was fantastic.
we liked a bass line just like the next person, and good rhythms and so on. It was all about the music and dancing. And years later, when I came into this, I was trying to compare the scenes and trying to work out why I liked it so much. And the house music was using elements of the jazz funk music.
Right.
So it's like jazz funk moved on a little bit into this new electronic phase.
Right, okay, so how does that translate into a book?
Because my observations, I got to know a few club promoters and DJs, and I overheard a DJ use the term DJ whore, and I was absolutely horrified. And I'd never heard it before, and I wanted to know what the hell that was. And it's really like in music you have groupies, so it's like DJ groupie.
Right.
But DJ whore seemed to be the one, and I couldn't believe it. But I knew it was, if it affected me that way, it must affect others. And I'm into branding and things, and I thought I'm just going to hold on to that for later. And several years later,
Yes, how many years later has this taken?
Quite a few years later, I was thumbing through a few books at a beach resort in India, and I wanted to look at the chick lit genre. 50 Shades had just been out and everyone was going mad about it, and I thought I'd do some research and find out what 50 Shades really about. Is it well written? Belle de Jour, I think, was the other one I read. I thumbed through and I thought, well, hang on a minute, I think I can write, I can do this, I'm not saying better, but I know I can do this.
Yes.
And I wanted to know why no one had written anything about the house music scene, when that whole marketplace, all those people, there's a whole generation,
Right.
just aren't being catered for. We're looking at westerns, we look at Victorian eras, we look at the 60s, the 70s. There's so much in all these other eras except for the 90s. And the programs and what the media feeds us about the 90s seem to be male orientated or male dominated.
So so I'm picking up that your main character might be a female.
Yes. So it's a female going into this world, going into the house music world, and what happens when she moves from one scene to the next. And so I'm drawing on some of my observations, but the rest of it is completely made up. But I have met quite a few
DJ
No, I won't say that. Acquaintances. It's such an embarrassing title. Sometimes I regret coming up with it. I just find it really. It's kind of hard, but packs a punch and it's realistic.
Yes.
So it's got erotica in it. It's romantic fiction at the same time.
Okay.
So I've drawn a few elements.
Would you compare it to another?
I can't because no
Stands on
one's.
its own.
Well, I just don't know of any other dance rave culture background in books that's not about the male perspective.
Okay.
And I just wanted to cover the women's perspective.
And it's very timely.
Yeah, it's a real thing, you know, and it's
Very
going back to the
timely.
90s. So this one's about 1999, so really after the rave situation had gone on and almost imploded. And the second book,
Yes. Gosh, yes, she's done too.
yeah, DJ Wags, that's fast forward to this is fast forward to 2015.
Yes.
And this time around, it's like the ravers are now middle-aged, grown up, with children, and doing the very things you were talking about, having no time.
No time.
But actually, they make time for. There's a nicer word for it, but it's a little bit hedonistic. And they make time to party in private, and they make time to go out and rave and party still. The group of women are married to DJs, and
Sort of like footballers' wives, except in the music industry.
well, in the house music scene.
House music scene.
So yeah, and I've thrown in a reality TV situation to the mix, and there's a love affair in there. And it's just a little novella. I've written short stories because people haven't got time.
Right.
The exact same thing you're saying.
Yes, exactly. Time is
if you're-
limited.
If you're on the commute, or you're sitting and waiting for your child to come out of class, you've got a few minutes on your on an e-book, on your phone, or just to thumb through quickly while you're in the car waiting to pick up your
A
child.
little entertainment, a little light entertainment. That's
Yes.
what we all need, don't we?
And
To
it's
have
your
that,
story.
have that time out, to have a break from the exhaustion and stresses of life,
Yeah,
and to
and-
take yourself away into an imaginative world.
Yeah, an escape. It's meant to be an escape for those who always wondered about this world and the house music world, and for those who have been in that and would like to read about themselves for once.
Oh, very interesting.
Right. So whereabouts are you based?
Oh, well, yes, I know. So I write or live here in the UK, but I also live in New Zealand. But my colleague lives in the US. So we have been working together for over 17 years. It's been quite a long, happy relationship. But we've managed to write and do everything that we've done because we created some games as well, like conversational card games too, as well as the book, 15-minute pause. But we've done that from miles apart, actually. So we all, I know.
She's
She's in the US, yeah,
right,
in LA.
In LA, so
And I'm over here in the
in
UK. Lovely little London pub we're in.
yeah.
Yeah, but we've used Skype over the years.
Oh, I see. So, what is the card game about?
Oh, the card game is also a conversational card game. It's more personal trivia about you and your friends and finding out all sorts of interesting things. But it's how well do you know your friends?
Right.
It's based
okay.
on that. So yeah, but everything we do is in a way to bring people together.
Right. Okay.
You know,
Not
it's
that.
to change their lives, it's to make a difference.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the key reason why I do anything I do, really.
Right,
Really,
okay.
to give, and this book will give people a different perspective on their lives, help them to make changes that are positive changes,
Yeah.
and bring them more joy, which is what we all want at the end of the day, right?
Perhaps it's a good way of a good gift for someone you know that's probably going through a bit of a tough time. I mean,
Absolutely.
you never know if a book will help, but it's actually a conversation starter. Perhaps.
Absolutely, and I think it would. It would help you hone in on what you really want in your life, because a lot of us do a lot of stuff we don't want to do.
Yeah.
We are unable to say no, or we have a lot of things on our to-do list which we sort of need to tick off, and maybe this book will teach you how to prioritize
Yeah.
what's important.
Well,
in
I've
your
certainly
life.
done that, I will say.
Yes, I know you
will
have.
say.
The way you've, I mean, what inspired you after all those years of maybe leaving it on the shelf to start again to pick it up?
Well, I've always written, so
Yes.
I'm constantly writing poetry, and I've kept journals all my life. So I'm a natural writer. I write songs, so it comes to me naturally. I've got notes everywhere. All my phones had notes. All my bits of papers in the days before we had phones, I've got notes, and my doodlings and thoughts, etc. So it was a matter of making time to actually write a book once and for all. And once we had independent publishing at our disposal,
which makes a huge difference, right?
I felt like this was the time, if not now, when?
Exactly.
But I did make the point of of hiring an established editor to go through the book. So it's not just a vanity project. It's actually put together and arranged with a decent editor. So
very important. Same.
And I would recommend that.
Exactly.
Pay for that. It's worth the money. And I'm not writing it. I'm not writing these books to be a bestseller. That would be great. I've written the books because I wanted to do it, and it's for me, and it's on my to-do list, and it's an accomplishment. We all say we want to write a book, because it's a book in us.
Yes.
And I just thought, I have to do it. I'm going to do it. I've got the inspiration. I'm going to draw on some experiences around people I know and get it down.
It's fantastic to see something that you've created or you've thought about, and then to finally see it come to life, isn't it? And to see it on a shelf, it's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, well done you.
Well done you.
Anyway, that's enough
High
from
five.
us. High five. That's enough of us on this shameless self-promotion. We'll see you again anyway.
See you again.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.